Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Hiroshima for the meeting with the G7 leaders, and earlier today the G7 leaders reached a consensus to tighten the sanctions against Russia. In addition, they expressed their commitment to providing financial assistance to Ukraine. Now, the G7 leaders said that the sanctions would starve Russia of G7 technology, industrial equipment and services that support its war machine. Ukraine President Zelensky will participate in person during the weekend, lending his perspective to the discussions and strengthening the focus on Ukraine's situation. Well, the G7 leaders are also expected to address the escalating tensions between their economies and China, which have been a cause of concern already. Well, those are the visuals on your screens with Prime Minister Narendra Modi landing in Hiroshima for the mega meeting with the G7 leaders. Well, India is not a part of the G7 countries, but it has been invited as a guest. Well, earlier today, the G7 leaders reached a consensus to tighten sanctions against Russia. And in addition, they have expressed their commitment to providing financial assistance to Ukraine. The G7 leaders said that the sanctions would starve Russia of G7 technology, industrial equipment, and also the services that support its war machine. What we also know at this point of time is that Ukrainian President Zelensky will participate in person during the weekend. My colleague Arpit Jain is joining us on the broadcast from Hiroshima at this point of time. Arpit, thank you for speaking with us. How does it look like there? Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Hiroshima for the meeting with the G7 leaders, and well, various meetings on the sidelines are also scheduled. What do you have to say?
It's a very exciting moment here. As you guys know, despite being the G7, India has been invited to join this meeting. Also, we have been hearing that already some sanctions are being discussed between the Russia-Ukraine conflict, especially on Russian nationals living in the Europe and the UK. So tomorrow, when the meetings progress further, when Prime Minister Modi will engage in more meetings with the world leaders, we'll get to know more concrete details about what sanctions are being put and what other developments will be made. We'll get to know the details tomorrow when the meetings officially start. So far, Prime Minister Kishida from Japan has met with the Prime Minister from Italy and also with Rishi Sunak from the UK. Thank you.
Right. Arpit, also the G7 leaders have said that there will be new sanctions on Russia that would starve Russia of the G7 technology, the industrial equipment and services that support its war machine. And Ukrainian President Zelensky will also participate in person during the weekend. He will be lending his perspective to the discussion. So we are expecting a lot of discussions and developments surrounding Russia and Ukraine war as well.
That is absolutely right. As you guys know that Japan also shares a border with Russia. The north part of Japan is extremely close with Russian border, especially the Sakhalin Islands. So it's a very big moment that these sanctions are being discussed here in Japan, where Japan already shares a border with the adversary, which is Russia in this case.
But also China at this point of time is coming in, and because the tensions are also escalating with China, with these economies, it has been a cause of concern also, and we know that the leaders are going to focus on the relations with China as well.
Absolutely. Japan is in a very precarious situation. From the north, it is surrounded by Russia. From the west, it has China, Taiwan. So the look, and also North Korea, if you consider that. Japanese location is a very strategic location in that sense. That is also one of the main reasons why Prime Minister Kishida has invited world leaders to meet in Hiroshima as a symbol of peace as well. We all know the story, like we all know the atomic bombs from 1945. This is a big gesture from Prime Minister of Japan, Kishida, to basically ensure that peace prevails in this region. Japanese people have seen instability in the past, and they are trying their best to secure peace in this region.
All right, Arpit, thank you for joining us from Hiroshima and giving us all those important details on what exactly is going to happen when the G7 leaders sit and meet. And a lot of developments will be coming in. We'll be tracking for our viewers. With that,